Josphat Kariuki and Perez Kariuki. We love what you do, Josphat. You're an inspirational leader. And I know that people have truly benefited from who you are and what you do and what you bring to this amazing business called Near Life Kenya. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you and Pierrose do. And it's great to see you again. So from me, AJ, God bless you all. And over to you, Josphat. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, AJ and Alan, and even for the introduction and the great sessions you've done. For anyone that we are meeting for the very first time, my name is Kariuki Josphat. I'm married to Pierrose Cherotich. And between us, we are blessed with 4 young children at the moment. I love saying that just in case the numbers change. We believe in possibilities. And I'm super excited to have been in business for the last 13 years. Before this opportunity, I was a full-time lecturer in the university, teaching computer science. Of course, my wife was also employed by TSC, Teacher Service Commission here in Nairobi, teaching high school. And because we felt, that is 13 years ago, we felt that the life we were living, well, we were not struggling so much, but we were lagging behind our bills, our dreams, and we felt very uncomfortable. And you may agree with me that the beginning of success is feeling uncomfortable with what you have. And I'm not discrediting the spirit of gratitude or the attitude of gratitude, but then we must always believe and know that we can be more, we can have more. Honestly speaking, if this perhaps inspires anyone who wants to go for their dreams, when we started the business, we literally didn't have anything to be proud of, because we were working just to feed, to travel around from home to job, and to pay rent, the very normal things that even people who didn't go to higher institutions of learning are able to do. So after working for a couple of years, we felt we needed a change. And as they say, if you don't change what you are doing, then you keep getting the same results. And should you expect different results, then you are insane or you're mad. And that is how we started the business. Now, I'm asked to share a very interesting topic, and that is belief. And I'm left wondering, how far can anyone go without a strong belief of what they are doing? Before this opportunity, I did not done any business, not at all. I was a bookworm. I knew it is teaching and scholarly work, period. And so I was introduced into business. You see, when you have a strong hunger for success and you have a big reason as to why you want to do something, then the how comes almost automatically. But then I want to say this, that my strongest weapon that I have used from the day I started business has been belief in myself. Unfortunately, not many people will believe in their abilities. Perhaps towards the end, I'll be sharing just a few thoughts on how we can strengthen our belief and boost it to another level. But I must start by saying that you must stand for what you believe in. Otherwise, if you don't stand for that, you'll fall for anything. And you'll be going by what other people tell you, not what there is. And as Les Brown says, surely we cannot allow other people's opinions to become our own reality. When I started business, I will tell you, my close friends told me that I cannot do business. Why? Because of the background of my subjects. my first degree, physics, maths. Then the next one, master's information systems engineering. Only the third one, PhD, comes closer to dealing with the people, organizational leadership. But when I was starting the business, the greatest disaster I faced was my friends. And if I ever listened to them, I would not have built my business. So if you want to be very successful as an entrepreneur, and of course, Kenya, this is our time to shine. The number one weapon that we really must equip ourselves with is that strong belief. Now, you've got to believe in yourself, you've got to believe in the business, and you've got to believe in God. But of the three, I think believing in yourself is a major one. There's something we used to call glass ceiling. Glass ceiling is where you feel that on top of your head, there is a ceiling, though you cannot see it, a ceiling that limits you. You cannot jump beyond that level. You may want to also call it prejudice, where people write a label on you that you cannot become this. And you know, the world has specialized in telling us what we cannot do, that we've not even gotten a chance to think of what we can do. Everyone will tell you what you cannot do. And not for a bad reason. It's because perhaps people know you in a certain way. And number two, they don't want you to escape from the level, the cocoon that you've been together. They don't want to be threatened by your success. So it is up to you. And it would be ridiculous for an ego to accept what chicken say about the ego itself. It would be ridiculous. An ego has to know that in as much as it may look like a chicken, especially when it's a chick or a nigret, it has to know that it has something in itself that chicken don't have. And that really helped me, that even when people told me that as a scientist I cannot do business, the belief in me was so strong that I said, even if everyone else doesn't believe me, I will believe in myself. And sure enough, I started building business from the level that everyone starts, and I kept building it. It kept growing. And the more I built it, the more I met people who were trying to challenge me, but then I was determined to go all the way. Now, someone 2-3 days ago reminded us of what makes the bumblebee to fly. And it's biologically very interesting. You may want to Google the shape and size of a bumblebee, and you'll realize that it has a huge body and very tiny wings. That biologically speaking, a bumblebee should not fly, and it cannot fly. It's not possible to fly. It's like expecting a stone to fly, and obviously it can only come down due to the force of gravity. But what makes the bumblebee to fly is that it believes nothing else other than I can fly. So I want to believe that if we can use that kind of belief, that we can do the things that seems difficult, then we will be able to do marvelous. Nelson Mandela said that everything seems difficult until it is done. And as we push our business forward, the new and the old, the experienced and those who have just started the business, I want us to march forward without looking at any barriers ahead of us. And one of the worst enemies that we can have, and listen to this one carefully, and I'll give it as a story, is our old beliefs, our old system or belief system. A young boy, after graduating from the university, thought of checking with his MP, he's a Kenyan, for a job. And he had the courage to do so. So he went and met his MP, and they talked, and the MP agreed to the proposal that he should give this boy a job. But then the MP had a very, very uncomfortable stench from the socks that the boy was wearing. So he told the boy, please go home, change, and then come back, and we finalize the deal when you have clean socks. And the boy went home. The following day, he came with brand new socks and went to the office of the MP. Now, the boy was still stinking. What an embarrassment. And the MP furiously shouted to the boy, didn't I tell you to change? And here you are the same way, stinking the way you are stinking. And the boy, with confidence, told the MP, no, sir, I actually bought brand new socks. And here is the receipt. I knew you would doubt, so I came with a receipt. Actually, I even carried the old socks to prove to you that I'm not wearing the ones that I was wearing yesterday. Now, the challenge is the boy was still carrying the stinking socks while he was wearing the brand new socks. And that is what happens if we carry and bring into our business the old beliefs of impossibilities, of what people told us. Some of us are coming from jobs, and maybe your boss has told you you are good for nothing. By the way, it's you to accept it, or if you know who you are, really you can reject that. Maybe I need to pause there and ask you that question. Do you know who you are? And when you come to strategies of boosting our self-belief, number one strategy is knowing your father's blueprint. Who are you? You are your father's or God's child. He's unlimited. And so you are. You are unlimited. If you know who you are and the potential you have in yourself, then I can guarantee you, even if 1,000 comes to tell you that you cannot, and you know within yourself you can, you are going to push through. Don't be cheated by anyone that to take your steps to senior manager, director, software, Ruby, president, it's an easy thing. It's not. If it was easy, everyone would have become. But then ask them. Now that's the second strategy to boost your self-belief. Listen to people's stories, successful people's stories. And the opposite also applies. If you want to crush and diminish your self-belief, listen to failures stories of people who have never been successful in the business. I'm always disappointed by people who start the business and then instead of asking for our opinions, those who are successful, they got to ask dropouts. How can you go seeking medical related advice from a mechanic? Surely. You go to the person who has what you want and who knows what you want to know. So let's be keen on that. Belief comes through hearing, just like faith comes through hearing, those who read the good book, the Bible. But it's not just hearing, it is hearing that which is relevant, reading the books that are relevant, working on ourselves more than we work on the job. Jim Rohn advises so. Work on yourself more than you work on the job. You know, I love saying this. Fish, anyone from Kisumu here will perhaps attest to this. Fish starts stinking or rotting from the head towards the tail, not the other way around. If you smell a stinking fish, don't ask where the problem is. It is the head first. And if we are to succeed and achieve our biggest dreams, if we are to climb all the way to 5 diamond directors, the key is very simple. Our mindset, our belief system. We've said many times, if you believe you can, yes, you can. If you believe you can't, very true, you can't. And let's Let us take this as a brand new beginning. Today, 14th of June, let's take this as a brand new beginning. I remember several years, a month like this in 2013, that is when I literally doubled my volume that I was doing in the business. And so I'm persuaded that this could be a divine meeting, a divine starting point. If you believe that can happen to you, it will happen. If you believe it cannot, then again, you are right. You'll see people being recognized. And thank you, Alan, for having this kind of recognition, because it challenges us that if someone has done it, I too can do it. But you know what? The minute you say you can, there is another enemy from inside, and that is your own voice. And we say this, if you hear that voice from within that tells you that you cannot paint, then the best thing to do is to paint. Think about that. When the voice tells you you cannot paint, now start painting, and you have won. That voice will be silenced. And the third and last strategy that I propose we use is to wage ruthless war on our disbelief. Sometimes we are fighting external wars when we should be fighting internal wars. Someone in this call was, we were having a conversation and we were saying, before thinking of what could be slowing me down, it is important first to do what we call self-appraisal. Because you are your worst enemy, but you could also become your best friend if you so wish. And so if you allow me, I will say this, we've tethered ourselves by limiting beliefs in one position, but this could be the time to break that, string, that rope that tethers us. I have seen this going through social media where a horse is tied to a plastic seat. And because the horse can see I am tied, it cannot move. And you know how fast and strong a horse is, but just because it can see that it is being tied to a plastic seat, it believes that it cannot move. And that is the worst thing that we can ever do. Now, much of what I've said as I get towards the finishing point has to do with yourself, believing in yourself. But then allow me to also challenge us that we must believe in the opportunity that we have. We must believe in the God-given opportunity that we all have. And even if you are just a starter, look at the opportunity, your business, as if it is a 5-diamond business. Because the only difference between where you are as a starter and that level, the highest level, is time. Given that time, you could be better than Charlie Burton, perhaps. You could be better than Josphat Kariuki. So believe in the opportunity. And this one, you don't have to really struggle so much to believe because others have done it. You know, if you don't believe in the opportunity and you go sharing the opportunity to friends, guess what? They will even tell that you are not believing in what you are telling them. Sometimes we go sharing the opportunity and we appear like we need the opportunity. Because it's written all over, doubt, 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 not sure of what he's saying. Did you know you can sell something that is not of good quality if you strongly believe in it, and someone else might not be able to sell the highest quality product if they don't believe in it, in themselves and in what they are selling? And of course, needless to say, if you believe in the opportunity, then you will see everyone as accepting the opportunity. You cannot afford to get out of your house. You are going to share the opportunity with the people, and you have a feeling that they might say no. Then you are the one who is saying no on their behalf. And there is a law we call the law of expectancy. What you expect is what you get. So don't look far. Why have I not achieved much? Why have I not grown my business? It is because you walk around with that expectation that people will say no. When I started the business, I'm telling you, I went telling every of my colleagues about the opportunity. I didn't care who will say yes, who will say no. As long as I've done my part, God was to do the rest. And sure, many joined. And I built an empire. I was able to fire my boss. 5 years of building my business. We are talking of 8 years ago. And so I've been able to enjoy financial freedom, time freedom. I take my children to international schools, drive those Land Cruisers. I live in my own home, beautiful home, just because of investing in my belief system. And guess what? I strongly believe that I'm on my way to 5 Diamond Direct. And because my belief is so strong, no one, not even the devil, can stop me. And the same applies to you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go for it. The future is very incredible, it's very bright, but then it's not for everyone. It's for those who believe that bright future lies ahead of them. I want to stop by saying this. Don't stop at believing. Believing is good, but don't stop at believing. Go to the next level of working out on that which you strongly believe. Now, you cannot tell me, I believe apples are so good, and therefore I will never fall sick. You'll be sick and be admitted in the best hospitals, and you die and leave us still around surviving. You've got to believe apples are good, but then you go ahead and eat the apples. So we have a great opportunity. We are great people, and I'm looking forward to meeting each one of you at the top and in the beaches of the world. And you'll tell me, you know what, Josphat, it was on 14th of June, 2023, when you challenged me to believe in myself and not to allow people's opinions become my reality. I took note of that, and today I'm living my dream life. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will pick it from there next time God gives us a chance. Back to you, Alan.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Daktari, for that inspirational session that we had.